Is it really? Yeah.
You know, football season is just around the corner, and one thing we know for certain year after year, anything can happen. KENS-5 sportscaster Joe Reinagel is here to tell us who we should be watching in high school football. Joe Reinagel, everybody! The man, the myth, the legend, the troublemaker. Before we get into high school football, I want to talk a little NFL pro football with Joe. You called into the radio show on ESPN on Friday. I'm talking about Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, and my appreciation for him. I'll even say my man love for Jerry Jones of the Cowboys. I'm okay with that. You called in on fire, angry, borderline insane. I'm glad we were 1,400 miles apart, so I think you were going to go for my throat.
Let me just say, you're a little loose, aren't you? You got a lot of man crushes.
No, only those like T.O., only those who deserve a man crush. If you're deserving T.O., Paul Morellis, Jerry Jones.
I'm a little upset with Jerry because he's threatening to move, or at least split training camp from San Antonio to Oxnard, and I think that's ridiculous because, you know, he just got all caught up in the whole celebrity thing out there, Rob Lowe and Magic Johnson coming out, and it was ridiculous. So I'm a little upset with that. I think he should be loyal to the state of Texas and loyal to San Antonio.
But he loves the spotlight. He's Jerry Jones. He loves Hollywood. He's working hard to bring Super Bowls to Dallas. I'd rather have an owner like Jerry Jones than, you know, some other owner like so many of these teams like the Bengals who are just about making money and not going to Super Bowls.
Well, it's okay. I mean, Jerry's bringing in, what, the penitentiary?
As long as they win football games.
Is that okay with you?
As long as they win football games, Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm okay
you
with
see,
that.
we got rid of Pac-Man. We don't need Pac-Man.
Tennessee Titans.
Okay?
Joe Reinagel, Tennessee Titans.
I'm an old Houston Oiler fan.
How does an Alice, Texas guy become a Tennessee Titan?
I was an old Houston Oiler fan. I have no loyalty to the city of Houston, so I went with them. Plus, BY, baby. BY. That's Vince Young for all of y'all that don't know.
All right, let's talk a little high school football. Nobody covers high school football like you do here at KENS-5. You and Dyrell Joyner, you guys are all over the football. My alma mater, Holmes High School, the Holmes Huskies. How are the Huskies going to do this year, Joe?
Well, let's move on very quickly because, you know, luckily for Holmes, there's a new high school called Brandeis in their district, so it'll be okay. You know, Holmes has been struggling a little bit, and I think maybe they'll be a little bit better this year, but they're in such a tough district that it's going to be very, very difficult for Holmes.
Is it the curse of Chris? Is it because I'm associated with that school?
Probably so.
Okay.
Probably so, although USC hasn't quite gotten there yet, but they will.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
It'll happen.
It will.
Who are some of the schools we should keep an eye on this year?
You know, I put together a little list, and I tell you, the Judson Rockets, and I tell you why. You know, they're always good, and everybody says, yeah, way to stick your neck out, Joe, right? But the Judson Rockets will have the best defense in high school football this year, bar none. Offensively, they may struggle just a little bit. Plus, Chris, the fact is they play 7 out of their 10 ball games at New Rutledge Stadium. So they've got 7 home games this year out of 10, which is pretty amazing, although they've got a very difficult non-district schedule. But then they get into their district, and they're playing teams like Corpus Christi King, Victoria Memorial, and those teams. Then the Smithson Valley Rangers, they're another team that is always good. They just kind of reload, but they're in probably what used to be, and maybe still is, the toughest district in the state of Texas, with the likes of Roosevelt and Madison and you know what, Lee's in that district. There's a lot of good football teams in that district. The Warren Warriors, that's a team to watch out for this year, Chris.
Can I say Warriors come out to play?
Absolutely, because they're going to be good. They're big, they're fast, and Coach Dowson out there has got those guys firing on all cylinders. They're going to be very difficult to beat. By the way, week 1, Judson and Warren to kick off the high school football season. That is going to be a classic week 1 matchup out at the brand new Rutledge Stadium. Or as Rackley said, he'll play them in China. He doesn't care. Makes no difference. Now this team, the Southwest Dragons, they were 10-0 last year. And they're going to be tough again this year. They got a lot of returning starters back from that 10-0 team, and they're going to be tough again. So look out for Southwest. Now, I've said all 5A schools so far, but I can't leave out the 4A school that I think is going to be very, very difficult to beat, and that's the Alamo Heights Mules. They're going to be romping and rolling one more time. So that's my top 5, Chris. I like Judson. Then you come back with Smithson Valley. I like Warren in the 3rd slot. Come back with Southwest, and we'll wrap it up with Alamo Heights.
And Jim Rackley, the Judson coach, who, by the way, had some heart problems.
Yes, he did. Heart surgery,
heart surgery, coming back from it. But still, one of the greatest interviews I've ever seen on television. I love just hearing the guy talk. you know, I'm in my 40s. When I hear Rackley talking on television to you or talking about the Rockets, I want to jump through the TV and play some football. Man, Rackley's inspiring.
Google football coach, and Rackley's picture appears on there. He just is. He's a high school football coach in Texas. He's great.
Joe Reinagel, enjoyed it.
Thanks,
Always
Chris.
Enjoy it. Go over there and kick Bill Taylor's butt.
It's 7-7, by the way.
7.
Oh,
Here he
awesome,
comes.
dude.
They're out of control. It's hot and it's happening next. A dish for us with the dudes when we come back here on Great Day SA.
Have one of these. I will.